Hey guys, it's me, your host Super Sorrel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, today I wanted to go through my Spider-Man collection with you. Obviously, I've just seen Spider-Man at the cinema and I was very happy with the movie. I have posted up a full spoilered up review on my channel. So if you want to go check that out, please do. But don't worry, I won't do any spoilers here today. So, without further ado, guys, let's jump straight in and take a look at my Spider-Man collection. Now, in this box, it should predominantly be Spider-Man. I haven't included Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen because they are going to be a part of a different video that I'm going to do when I look at my collection of the wider spiderverse. But this should predominantly be mainly Peter Parker's with a few others sort of thrown in. So, let's jump in and take a look. So, first figure I'm grabbing. This is the Spider-Man symbiote costume from the Craven 2-pack. This one took me a long time to track down, and I loved it for the face sculpt. I loved that beaten up face sculpt. You can never have too many sort of like Peter Parker faces, and this one is so good with the effects of how beaten up he is. I like to do photo shoots with this and maybe Green Goblin or Venom. Just make some great looking, photography with these. Looks so good with him all beaten up. I always loved the costume on this one as well, and the articulation was just so good on it. It's got a few little stains and things on this one now at this point. It's been in the box a long time, to be honest. Need to get these out and dust them all off, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Still in good nick. Great looking figure. Haven't had these out in such a long time, so it's nice to see them all again. Oh, this one I was never a fan of. So it's that weird symbiote suit with the claws and things, like an overly venomized version. He's got like a clawed hand. And I was never a fan of that. And you know what I hated more than anything? These weird eyepieces that stuck out at the side. So weird. That is such an odd design choice. I was never overly fond of this particular figure. Very similar to this body. I think it's the same body, I think, by the looks of things. Very similar design, just... yeah. This one executed it awesomely well. This one just looks so bad now. Oh dear. So yeah, we'll definitely be leaving this one behind. Oh no. Who else we got in here? Which version's this one? Is this the original Peter Spidey? I think. I can't tell, they're all the same. That's the annoying thing about doing all these sort of like Spider-Man videos. They all look the same. Because we've got this one as well. Isn't that the updated version? So isn't this the original and that's the updated one? I think. I'm trying to look through to see if I've got any more. I'm sure I've got another one somewhere. No, that's a different one. I know, so I think these are the two. So I think, is this one the original Spidey? The original pizza body mold one? Either way, it's still one of my favourites to this day, this one. I love this figure. It's just so articulated. You can get him in some great posing. Look at the state of that. There's some proper mold warping going on there. Like I say, I haven't used these figures in a long time, so they've been in storage quite some time. But yeah. Obviously, with the Spider-Man movie coming out, I thought I'd get a bunch of Spider-Men together for a photo shoot and a video. So I'm definitely going to pop some pictures up on Instagram. They should be up and live by the time you're seeing this video, so go check out the pictures on Instagram of what I've posted above my Spider-Man collection. Yeah, cool looking figure actually. Still holds up to this day, this one. Very nice. And what I always loved about these, like the heads and stuff, obviously Marvel Legends, I love the fact that you can pop heads off and just so easily pop different heads on different bodies. Ooh, look at that crack down that side there. Ooh. Be careful with that. That is one hell of a crack. But yeah, you can always add like the bloodied up faces and stuff. It's so good. Then I wish they would, I've said it in a couple of videos for Spider-Man, I wish they would give us, because when we do this, we have no spider mask. And obviously, this looks like a helmet. It doesn't look like a mask when you hold it like this because of the size of it. It would be cool if they gave us an accessory hand that had the mask in it. You know, a bit like Rogue holding the glove. Having a thing like that for these figures would be amazing. Just so then we can actually have you know, the figures on display and stuff, you know, holding the actual mask. Yeah, I can't believe that's cracking apart there, though. Damn. Oh, okay, let me pop that head back on that one. We'll move on. So yeah, that's the newer version, the one that's been on my shelf for the past few weeks, months. Got him down just for this video and popped him in the box with the rest of them. But this one will be going back on my shelf. Oh, there's a bit of paint chip there. This guy will be going straight back on my shelf with the rest of the Spidey characters up there. Okay, so then we've got some basic figures from the new movie. So we've got a bunch of weird updated ones from the films. These are all basic figures. Oh no, this one's not. Oh, that's the actual Marvel Legend version, isn't it? Sorry, these are the two basics from the film, which is nice. So we've got this version, which I did reviews of and stuff earlier this year when they first sort of appeared in the supermarkets. But yeah, these are basic 5 POA figures. But I do like to occasionally get some basic ones because sometimes the heads are good. You know, you like the accessories and the heads. These can actually be used because they're just, if I can do it, these are just on ball joints, just like the Marvel Legends. So sometimes you can get these heads off if you. I might need to boil it, but yeah, if you actually do the boil and pop method, you can get these off, and sometimes they look better than some of the other heads. Like that shade of grey is really nice. I prefer this version, like this, with that handpiece. I prefer this colouring to the actual Marvel Legend version. Whilst this one's got the red and stuff, it just looks out of place. But I prefer it like grey to the black. So it'd be cool to do like a whole Marvel Legend in this design. And then of course we've got the Iron Spider sort of upgraded suit as well, which is nice. Again, basic figure, but they do what they need to do. The kids' toys at the end of the day. But the basic figures can be fun sometimes as well for accessories and things. Like if you remember when we had the basic figures for Black Panther, the Black Panther basic Shuri was, I think, in everyone's collection for quite some time until the official one was brought out. And even then, once the official one was brought out, I believe everyone still wanted the accessories from the Shuri pack because they were better. So definitely don't always just shun these as being kids' toys. They can be useful. And then we got the new black and gold one from the latest No Way Home movie. I'm not going to discuss anything about it, just because obviously I don't want to give any spoilers away or anything like that, so we'll just leave that there. But the figure itself is nice, pretty decently articulated, looks very good. I just don't like these red parts. The red parts look ridiculous on the gold and black. Whether it's accurate or not, I just still don't like them. It just looks out of place. So this one I've had a long time in my collection. This one was like my go-to Spider-Man for a long time, but I never liked the fact that the legs like that. Can't explain this joint box here. I never liked it. It looks like his legs are just hanging there. It looks so ridiculous. Such an old mold now as well. It's very shaky and but it's still very quite articulated, to be honest. I just never liked some of the paint apps ideas and things like the break on the webs there. Look like that. That looks horrible. Same there. I prefer the traditional red and blue, sort of flushed all the way through. Yeah, not bad as a variant. It's a good figure. Still, like I say, still pretty good articulation-wise. Holds up to this day pretty nicely. So, definitely worth having in the collection anyway. Just another Spider-Man to fill out the ranks. Who else we got? Ooh, Spider-Man 2099. This is the new one. I never had the original one. This is that new version, the one that if you're a fan of Dave Display's model behavior, his kind of broke on him the other day, I believe, and he was not a fan of this figure. I don't mind it personally. I've not had any issues with mine. I've not had any cracking or anything. Mine's been okay. And I've been posing him up like crazy, getting him all crunched up and stuff, and I've not had any issues with mine. There's a few, like, there's like a gap, but there's no, like, crack or anything. So maybe Dave just got a bit unlucky with the mold on his. But no, I like mine. I don't mind it. I don't really use the effects piece on the back, but the figure is still pretty nice. And it's cool to have him sort of flying around, gliding. I want to do some action figure photography with him fighting the Batman Beyond figure. I think that would look very cool, because obviously Batman Beyond and Spider-Man 2099 are very similar, sort of like that neon future kind of thing. So I'd love to kind of have them two in a fight. That'd be pretty cool to see. But yeah, overall, this again is a decent figure. I love the blue and the red, and just very well painted and put together, to be honest. Great looking figure. Let me pop it back in his little bag. I always thought this bag was going to be too little for him, but he fits in it just nice if you put them in at an angle like that. It fits in lovely. Right, where should we go next? Oh, I've got another basic one. This one's from the... Oh, is this one the Far From Home series, I think? Again, it's another basic figure. But I like the darker sort of colours on this one. It's that like upgraded suit, which I always really liked in the films. There's the Marvel Legends version. So it's cool to see them side by side. Obviously, you can tell the Marvel Legends version's got a lot more detailing in it, but sometimes, you know, these basic figures can surprise you. Yeah, not bad. It's not bad for a basic. And then we've got the Spider-Man as well. Again, very cool looking figure. This is the one that came with that beautiful Tom Holland head, I believe. Yes, it is. This is the new one that came with the nice Tom Holland head, which is in my collection, in my little drawer. Yeah, very cool. Then we've got the little toy box versions of the toys. I like Toy Box. I've stopped collecting it at the moment just because since the Disney store has shut down, it's harder to get now. You've got to rely on the online store, and they seem to get them very late, or not at all. So I've just not bothered collecting the rest. But there is some really cool Spider-Man out there. They have just re-released this guy yet again with the updated colours for the new movie. But they have released in America, you can get like a playset, which is like Spider-Man's headquarters kind of thing. It's very weird. And of course, I wouldn't be doing it properly if I didn't get the little spider car and the little Spider-Ham. I always love this little Spider-Ham figure. It's so good. And I know we're saying we're sticking with Peter Parker, but I do consider this to be Peter Parker. I know it's Peter Parker and he's from a different time and universe or whatever, but I do like to include him with all the Peter Parker stuff. And it's cool to see them together. So Peter Parker and Peter Parker in the Disney toy box range. And don't worry, I will be posting up photos of all of these later on Instagram. I'm going to flood my Instagram with Spider-Man photos today. So stay tuned. Again, was this the Endgame one? It's an older one, I can tell that because of the ab crunch. Oh my god, it's gone. Yeah, I can just tell that I've played with this one so much over the years because I can just see the give, how easy it's moving and things. I think this is the one that I had. Oh, this is the one that I kind of, if you remember the photo, I had him like all hunched up, the feet dangling. I crunched him forward. I had the head sort of, I had his body forward, head back, arms down, sort of all slumped. And I had Thanos holding him by the head, and because he's a shorter figure, it really looked menacing, like Thanos was just holding Peter Parker by the head, and I had to just smash him into the ground. It looked an awesome photo, but yeah, the figure took the price for it because it is so floppy. But again, one of those great figures from the MCU. I don't have many figures from the MCU. I'm not a massive MCU collector, as you can see. I'm more of the comic book stuff. Here's the Peter Parker we got for the classic sort of retro range. And this is the Peter Parker. It did come with glasses, but I took them off straight away. I just like him as is, to be honest. I still want one of those 3D printed costumes in the trash can to recreate that famous scene where he's walking away and leaving the Spider-Man suit in the trash. And obviously this came with that double head, which gives the half Peter Parker, half Spider-Man face to represent the sort of spider tingles. But this one's also a good civilian body. You can never have too many civilian figures, especially if you're an action figure photographer, because you can just use these for like your photography, background characters, or indeed for like one of the villains to have captured for your heroes to go and save, sort of thing. Or just if you create like a bar scene, you can use characters like this that are pretty nondescript. If you take the head off this and put a different one on it, people wouldn't even recognize it. And then just have him with his back like that, so you can't even see who it is. And just have them like populating the world around you. So you can never have too many civilian characters, but this one's pretty decent. I always loved the design of it and stuff. So another great Peter Parker for the collection. And as well, let's just do a little bit of head swapping fun while we're here, because I would like to see. Oh yes, that would be a cool shot as well. The beaten up Peter Parker. That would be a great shot. You could use that face when he's got the when he's got the trash can with the, like I say, the 3D printed costume hanging out of it. That would be a great face to use, wouldn't it? Because he's like all beaten up, like he's just been through the wars with Green Goblin and that, and he's given up. That would be cool. Oop. The head on this one always takes a little bit to pop on. There we go. Okay, so we got one in a bag here. I know this is straight away. This is Superior Spider-Man. The Doc Ock version. Oh god, I need to redo all these little piecey things. Oh god, what's happened here? Oh, there's some more in the bag. I was wondering then where the rest of his tendrils are. They're in the bag. I didn't even see them. There we go. So yeah, we had all the different claws and things. I'll make sure I assemble this properly for the actual photography shot. But yeah, he's basically Dr. Octavius in Spider-Man. Very good figure though. Very nicely designed. I had to include it in this collection. So obviously it's not a symbiote or anything as far as I remember. It's just Doc Ock Spider-Man, isn't it? It's been a long time since I've read that storyline though. But yeah, he's got all the tendrils. They all fit into the back and stuff. Very cool. I'll fully assemble that for the photography shot. All the little tendrils just slip together like that. Very nice. This would have actually been a very cool concept to see in the future with Tom Holland, you know. Obviously, after the new movie, would be cool to see him think about using these kind of things for himself. And oh, that could be a cool concept. And no, that's not spoiler territory at all. We already know Doc Ock is in the movie. I'm not giving any points away, but it would be cool to see Tom Holland in the future maybe use some of the technology. That could be a cool storyline. The Doc Ock Spider-Man storyline. Then we've got the Mark... No, that's not it. That's the Mark III. Mark III armor. I'm trying to think which that one is. I'll have to give me a sec. But yeah, this is the Mark III armor. This one was always like my favorite. I always like envisioned this one. I know it's not because obviously it's from the comics, but I always envisioned this one as like almost like an enforcer Spider-Man, like a police Spider-Man. But I would love that to be true because it does look like like I would call it PD Spidey. You know what I mean? Like if he had a little sidearm here or something, like RoboCop inspired, isn't it? It's very cool. I love this helmet. So well designed. He just looks so good. Yeah, this figure always made me smile because it's just such a good figure to have. Although I might change that hand out for another fisticuffed or open palm hand. As I've said in my reviews recently, I'm a bit over the thwippy hand. Every Spider-Man picture we've got a Spider-Man doing a thwippy hand. There are other posers for Spider-Man. So yeah, very cool fig. Oh yeah, we've got one symbiote in this collection just because it's Peter Parker's sort of anti-venom. I think it was it anti-venom? Again, it's been a long time since I've looked this one up, but yeah, didn't this one stop venom? I want to say. Oh, I can't remember now. Didn't he come back from the dead as this one or something? I need to go look up my comic book history, but still, a great figure. And I always love the design of this one, and yeah, having this guy fight across venom, like with venom and stuff, you can get some great photography shots. And I always loved the actual symbiote coming off of the actual spider emblem. Such a cool concept idea. So who else we got in here? Oh, this one was the so this one's is actually the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, but I prefer him just as a Spider-Man, to be honest. I don't need him to be the zombie hunting version. I just like this variant, and with the blood stains on the actual costume. Again, using this head again for the 100th time, just to show you how versatile this one head is, and the reason I love it. Again, bloody, and a bloodied up face now. Another one that you could use for a battle-beaten Spider-Man, limping away from battle. But yeah, very cool. I hope we see the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man in the future. I enjoyed that episode of the What If. I think they should definitely make more. And obviously, I would love to see this one without these bloodstains on it, because this costume very much resembles what they're using right now in Disneyland for the Avengers campus. The blue and stuff, it looks very similar to the costume they're using in the parks right now. So, very cool. Just putting that other head back on. There we go. Cyborg Spider-Man. Again, another great one. This one was holds a little bit of a nostalgic sweet spot for me. I had this figure when I was a kid, the original one from the 90s. I had it. Although this had an open palm hand, and I used to use it as like a grappling hand, like he would always grab people with it to beat them up. But yeah, this one was always a favourite of mine, the Cyborg Spidey. So when it got announced as a Marvel Legends version for the modern day stuff, I pre-ordered this thing in a heartbeat. The nostalgic factor was there for me. It was nothing about the character, nothing about the design. It was purely all about getting something that I had as a kid that has now been reimagined and brought into the modern day. So, a modern day version of probably my favourite toy as a child. Love it. And then we've got Webman. Little old Webman. One of the newer figures that was on the retro card backs. Webman, obviously the exact opposite of Spider-Man. So he was a bit stupid, he was a bit clumsy. Brought into the world by, was it Doctor Doom's mirror device? But yeah, another great little figure, and I always like the design of the colour scheme of this one. It just looks so different. I still need to pick up like the Negative Man Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff. I still need those ones in my collection. But yeah, a great figure overall. And then we're down to the final one. And then finally, we've just got Velocity Spider-Man. This was never one of my favourites. I always felt it felt very clumsy, very plasticky. I was never overly fond of this one, but the designs are pretty cool. Again, part of the Gamerverse series from the video game was one of those designs. But yeah, never one of my favourites. And the fact that they've included all this information on the back means you can't shoot a picture from that side. You need to paint over that. Overall, not a bad Spider-Man, but leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it? I always thought it was fun to do head swaps with these two. But this guy always reminds me of like a Spider-Man Red Hood. Yeah, not a fan of this one. Out of all of my Spider-Man, you guys are going to know what I'm going to say. This guy, Cyborg Spidey, and the beat-up Spidey. Those two are definitely my favourites in the Marvel Legends Spider-Man line. But what are your favourite Spider-Men? Let us know in the comments down below. And as well, if you're wondering why I've only put so many of these figures on this video today, it's because I do plan on doing another video similar to this, where we're going to look at all the symbiotes. I think that would be a good video. And of course, I want to do a Deadpool collection and a Venom collection for you all in the future as well. So if you want to see more videos like this, where I box up a bunch of figures and then slowly go through them all, then let us know in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching. Until next time, guys, may the Force be with you. And don't forget, with great power comes great responsibility, Peter. Bye!